Last week, Penny and Will Robinson became separated from the others and found themselves hopelessly trapped in the Dead City ruins, far beneath the surface of the strange planet. Now, suddenly, as they survey their mysterious surroundings,
Will? Penny?
Look at this.
Will? Penny? I guess they wandered into another room.
Listen.
it's an earthquake!
Look at them. Poor benighted fools. Well, they're no concern of mine, but you are. Where's the orbital data I asked you for?
Data processing now complete. Results contradictory.
Contradictory? You're not supposed to come up with contradictory conclusions. You're a robot. Where's your pride?
The function of any computer is to draw conclusions from provided data. If conclusions are contradictory, provided data is at fault.
Oh, so now you're trying to put the blame onto me, are you? There's a lot more human in you than I thought, my metallurgical friend. There's nothing wrong with my data, but there's a good deal wrong with your conclusions. No planet could have an orbit like this. Not even this woebegone, flea-bitten chunk of depressed galactic real estate. Now go back to work and give me a few sensible conclusions.
Affirmative. However, it is necessary to point out that identical data will provide identical conclusions.
If you can't handle an elementary computation, what in blazes are you good for?
The function of an environmental control robot is to supply all data pertinent to this particular field.
That is precisely what is wrong with our civilization. Everyone is a specialist. Whatever happened to the Renaissance man?
By the end of the 16th century, the Renaissance man, a model of versatility, had involved modern man, whose pursuits became increasingly specialized until...
Oh, dry up.
Relative humidity, 47%. Outside temperature, minus 120 degrees Fahrenheit and dropping.
I did not ask you for a weather report.
Inside temperature, 51 degrees Fahrenheit and dropping rapidly.
51 in here? No wonder I'm chilly. And, dropping, you say?
Rapidly.
How rapidly?
In 1 hour, 14 minutes, interior temperature of this spaceship will drop below the freezing point.
Obviously, then, we have to do something at once. Turn up the heat.
Artificial heat now at maximum. Power reserve failing. Recommended action. Abandon ship and head south.
Listen, my pusillanimous puppet. I have no intention of chasing off after that family of lunatics. Besides, it's too cold out there now to travel. This is a pretty mess you've let me get into. You're supposed to be an environmental control robot. Well, control something. Do you realize that unless I get some heat somewhere, I'll freeze to death?
In precisely 1 hour, 12 minutes, and 58 seconds.
It's a sea of solid ice.
Are we going to try and cross it tonight?
I've got no choice.
Do you think it's thick enough to hold us?
Oh, yeah. With coal like this, I'll be surprised if it's less than 20 feet thick.
Hey, what is the outside temperature?
125 below. Gets much colder, we won't be going anywhere.
Peace and tranquility. It's wonderful. A bit brisk, perhaps, but hardly enough to be concerned about. Would you mind warming that up a trifle?
Warming time activated.
Splendid. That's enough. That's enough. I said warm it up, not boil it away. You bungling incompetent. If I had any other company here, I'd have you broken down for spare parts. By this time, I suppose our band of pilgrims is either well frozen or they've been devoured by monsters.
I do not have that information.
Well, find out. Poor fools. A pathetic ending for a noble experiment. My dear friend, perhaps we should have a little simple service for them tomorrow. Nothing elaborate. No flowers. I, of course, will deliver the eulogy. Simple, but quite dignified.
I have located Chariot.
Hopelessly wrecked somewhere, no doubt?
Chariot is in motion.
What a pity. It would have been a very beautiful eulogy. Well, perhaps another time. I wonder what the temperature is out there right now.
Minus 125 degrees Fahrenheit and falling.
Must be some way of getting me warmed up.
Warming circuits activated.
Warming circuits. Warming circuits? No, not me, you idiot. I don't warm that way. Cease and desist. What are you doing? I told you to stop. Deactivate. Cease.
That is not of my making.
An awesome display. Mother Nature at her mightiest. Unfortunately, the Robinsons will have to enjoy it at closer quarters. Perhaps I should prepare that eulogy after all.
Outside temperature Now 104 degrees below zero Fahrenheit.
Can't even get that right, can you? 104 below. It was that an hour ago. You mean 124 below.
Outside temperature 104 below Fahrenheit. Correction.
Ah, I told you. Oh, my friend, you've lost your touch completely.
Outside temperature 98 degrees below zero and rising.
Rising? It's true. The temperature is going up.
Affirmative.
Going up. That means I won't freeze after all. I'll be all right. But why? What's the reason?
Data on the orbit of this planet.
This is the same nonsense you tried to palm off on me before.
Recommend you review data on Sun.
Well, well, well. My dear friend, somewhere in your busy little memory cells is a command I once gave you.
Eliminate all unnecessary personnel at the earliest opportunity.
Precisely. Well, you can forget those orders now. This little scrap of information makes them totally useless. Our little band of pioneers won't trouble us any longer. Rather a dreadful way to die. But that's a pioneer's life.
Scanner read.
Blank.
No sign of a shoreline?
Oh, nothing.
Well, give us a temperature check.
That's funny. It's not as low as it was. Not by a long shot.
Well, we are heading south, aren't we?
Yeah, but we're not that far south yet. The temperature's risen 30 degrees in the last hour. It's a little above zero now.
Well, the cold season just started.
Yeah, but if winter comes, can spring be far behind?
Well, speaking of springs, I think we just broke one.
No, look at the seismograph. That was an earth tremor.
You know, I'm beginning to think we should have stayed back in the spaceship.
We did the only thing we could. No telling what's going on back there now.
Yeah, I suppose you're right.
So you were right. Do you have to stand there and gloat? Of course that tiresome family will be wiped out. Well, good riddance. Aren't you going to offer any comment at all? Say something.
Outside temperature plus 30 degrees Fahrenheit and rising.
I could get more companionship from a cuckoo clock. What's the use? You'd beat me in 3 moves. By this time, they should be well out of this valley. I wonder how much longer they have to live. Of course, if someone gave them a warning of what was about to happen.
Minor earthquake, value 3.2, epicenter 1,400 yards, bearing indeterminate.
That does it. I'm going to warn them. Jupiter to the chariot. Come in, chariot. Come in.
Ago, it was pitch black.
It's a strange planet. I thought for sure we'd have 3 or 4 more hours before dawn.
We've crossed the ice. And it's morning. Hey, and it's not cold anymore either.
Mom, we're starved. When are we going to stop for breakfast?
I don't know. We'll see what your father says. John?
Oh, we'll stop in a few minutes. I want to make some observations anyway.
Good. Hey, do you hear that?
Yeah. I'll raise the antenna.
Jupiter 2 calling. Jupiter 2 calling. Chariot, do you read me?
Smith.
What's the matter with the radio?
We're getting some sort of cosmic interference. Smith, this is Major West. What do you want?
I can't hear you.
Well, we're getting a lot of cosmic interference. Get to the point, Smith.
You must return to the spaceship at once. This cosmic interference is just the first signs of...
Now, why should we turn back? So you can get another crack at us with that robot of yours? Or do you want to save your own miserable neck?
On the contrary, I'm attempting to save your miserable necks. Turn back at once before it's too late. You're in terrible danger. You've got to believe me.
Smith, this is Robinson. Now, why on earth should we believe you?
May I remind you, my dear sir, that we are no longer on Earth.
Oh, that's very clever.
And unless you turn around and come back now, you won't survive another hour.
Oh, what do you make of that?
Well, I don't know. He sounds really worried. You don't suppose he...
The only thing I suppose is that he's an expert at sounding that way.
And I wouldn't trust him as far as I could throw one of those giants. Didn't have it. Smith, this is West again. Nice try. Give us a call again sometime. Over and out.
Well, it wouldn't have done any harm to listen to what he had to say. Smith! Smith, this is Robinson. Can you hear me?
Well, whatever it was, it's too late now.
Hello, Chariot. Can you hear me? Listen to me. Hello! Lame-brained, misbegotten skeptics. Now they'll all die. Well, let them. don't need them, do we?
Outside temperature, 59 degrees, Fahrenheit, and rising.
I've known people to make conversation about the weather, but this is ridiculous. A pity how-do-you-do this is. Stranded on an alien planet. No one with whom to exchange intellectual ideas. No one to talk to except this animated weather station. And I can't even beat him at chess. Maybe they'd listen to you. You have the sort of open face people seem to trust. Why not? My dear friend, how would you like to take a little walk? Say, 70 or 80 miles. I have a message for the Robinsons. A special delivery message.
Well, she was awfully hungry. Honest, she was.
Well, come on now. We better hurry up and do these dishes. Got a big day tomorrow. We need all the sleep we can get. Somehow it doesn't feel as cold as it did. It's practically too warm for a fire.
Oh, you're right about that. The temperature's rising rapidly.
You know, I've got a feeling this stuff's got a message for us. If we could only read it.
What is it?
Well, it's just a piece of vegetation.
We found lots of this frozen solid in the ground.
Well, it looks as though it's been charred.
It has.
Burned and then frozen? Well, that doesn't make sense, does it?
Darling, very little on this planet makes sense by Earth standard.
Look!
Matter of life and death.
Now, what's that doing here?
I don't know.
Matter of life and death.
Don't shoot! Why did you do that? He wasn't gonna hurt anybody.
Well, listen, every time Smith turns that robot loose, it spells trouble. And why should this time be any different?
You could have waited, Don. We always had our lasers.
Oh, look, his tape replay circuits were on. I bet he was bringing us a message before. Now we'll never know.
Son, Major West did what he thought was right.
But he wasn't right, was he?
We'll talk about that some other time.
Where's Dad?
He's been working most of the night on that tin monster. Hey, you're pretty fond of that robot, aren't you?
Did he fix him?
Why don't you go ask him?
Is he all fixed? Was he bringing us a message?
Yes, I pulled this tape from him just now. It's quite a message.
I hope you're not going to pay attention to anything from that robot.
We'd better. This is orbital data on this planet.
But whose data? Smith's.
That explains everything. The terrible cold and the sudden rise in temperature. Here, look. Here's this planet. This is its sun. Now, the orbit of this planet is nothing like the Earth's orbit. It's a flat ellipse. And the sun isn't in the center. It's over here on this leg.
Then we must have been at this end away from the sun. That means we're heading back in close to it now. Is that what Dr. Smith tried to warn us about?
That's right, Will. In a matter of hours, we're going to be in danger of roasting alive. And there's no time to get back to the ship. We're going to have to build a shelter right here.
Do you mean to say you're going to pay any attention to what Smith says after all he's done?
Who cares what he's done? These are facts.
Are they? The man's a pathological liar. Now, what makes you think he's suddenly reformed? Do you think he'd lift a finger to save our lives? Now, we were headed south. I say we keep going that way.
And you're in no position to give orders.
Oh, but you are. It's too bad there isn't judgment to go along with that self-confidence.
Now, that's enough out of you. Whether you like it or not, I'm going to try to save your life, along with the others. We get that shelter rigged now.
Boy, Dad, you really read him out. Come on, Penny, don't just sit there. We've got to help put up a shelter. Okay.
Help but hear.
I don't know what got into him.
Well, it's bound to happen. It's bound to happen to all of us. Here on this hostile planet with danger everywhere and fighting for our lives every moment.
You might be right, but that doesn't sound like you.
Little crack in my armor, eh?
Well, we all develop a little trouble with our armor now and then.
I've never seen it in you.
You just saw it now. I shouldn't have teed off at Don like that. It's just that we don't have time for philosophic discussions. We've got to get that shelter built before that sun comes blazing over.
All right. Come on, I'll help you.
Gave me a start.
You gave me something of a start yourself, back there.
Like father, like daughter. Now it's your turn, is that it?
You were the one who started everything.
Can't you ever conceive of your father being wrong?
Of course, only this time I don't think he is.
Oh, I see. Now you're the ultimate computer. All the answers at your fingertips.
I don't have any answers right now. Not for anything. Dare think about it. I want you all to stay under these sun shields. it get?
I've never lied to you before, so I won't start now. I just don't know.
Get that shield up.
And for your information, we'd have felt that quake no matter how far we'd gone. Those faults went all through this area.
No bother convincing me. I'm not a geologist, I'm a pilot.
Well, I am a geologist.
And that quick freeze filled those faults with ice and expanded them.
The sudden thaw produced the slippage.
We're liable to have more quakes. Let me have it here. Here, now, pull it.
Satisfied?
Yeah.
Dad, look!
Here it comes. All right, now get under there. Get in the center. Stay under the shade.
Head down.
Keep your faces covered.
Cover your heads now.
Done?
I got one.
All right. Sit on.
Drink it slow, slow.
Dad, can I have a drink of water?
All right, darling. Here. Now, slowly. Just drink it slowly. Don't go. Slow, slow. That's enough. Well? Yeah.
Thanks, Dad.
And don't you gulp either. Slowly. Ah, good, huh?
Can you reach the other one?
Yeah.
Are we ready?
We're ready. Are we really going back to the spaceship?
That's all we can do. This cycle of intense heat and cold is going to repeat itself, and we want to be ready for it.
Dad,
And what's he want?
make Don stop. He's taking apart the robot. That's murder.
All right, I'll see about it.
I know you're in command, but I'm as interested in staying alive as anyone.
You've got no right to take apart that robot.
Now, take it easy. It'll go back together again.
But, Dad,
Now, are you going to let me handle this? All right, Don. Why?
That ice we crossed is a full-fledged sea by now. If we're going to sail the Chariot across it, I want to make sure everything's battened down, and that includes this animated hunk of machinery.
he's not an animated hunk of machinery. He's a robot.
Now, Don's right about this. It's going to have to be packed away for the trip.
Gosh.
All right, go ahead. But I want to get back before dark, so hurry.
Well, we can't leave right away. No, I want to break the solar batteries down and realign them.
How long will that take?
2 hours, maybe more.
No dice. We've got to get out of here.
Another order?
You can take that any way you like.
All right. But I won't guarantee we get there.
Well, there it is. The inland sea. Well, hang on. It's a long way across.
Come on now, kid. Sit down.
Penny, could you get me one of those protein pills, please?
Oh, Mom gave us the last one just before we started out.
I'm sorry, dear.
We have some coffee pills. Shall I hit one for you?
No, I'm not about to fall asleep.
Well, if we're not on Mars, you tell us where we are. I don't know for sure yet. We might even be on Cerberus.
What's wrong? It won't respond. We're not getting any power. Must be a loose connection to the solar batteries. I'll go up and see if I can fix them.
Now?
We can't risk it. Have to. Without power, we'll capsize. It's too late. We're right in the middle of it. Doc, we can't wait.
John, you know he's right.
All right, go ahead. I'll try to hold it steady. Will, stand in the hatch and hand me what I need. Judy, up front. Take over the scope. Give me the solar wrench.
Give me the solar wrench. Here it is. Dawn?
We're heading straight for a whirlpool.
Don says there's a whirlpool up ahead.
Judy, check the scope. See what it reads.
We have no choice. We must cut to the left.
I can't move it.
We've lost control.
I've almost got it. Wait 1 minute. 1 minute, I've got it.
had passed through the fury of the inland sea and once more reached the safety of land. The onslaught of the blazing sun had turned the frozen wastes on this side of the sea into a weird tropical paradise. Far ahead, across the miles of barren terrain, lies the safety of our spaceship. But before we continued, it seemed only right. After having survived the incredible dangers of the past few days, that we stop and give thanks.
Robinson alive? Impossible.
I guess I owe you an apology.
What for?
You know what for. If I'd have allowed you to realign those solar batteries.
Forget it. We got back, didn't we?
Sure, we got back.
You two aren't angry anymore?
Now, do I look angry?
Don, you nearly got killed back there. Was it because my dad wouldn't let you realign the batteries?
Now, where did you get an idea like that? No, it's just what I said. A loose connection.
Oh, then my dad was right?
He's the boss, isn't he?
Yeah.
Come on, give us a hand here.
We are now once more safely encamped at the spaceship, at least momentarily secure from the extremes of heat and cold, as well as the violent electric storms that characterize this remote and unidentified planet. Although I have encouraged Will to try to make radio contacts, all attempts so far have been unsuccessful, and the supreme question has now become one of whether we can survive.
Expect me to hear if anything's coming in with all that going on.
Be it ever so humble, there's no place like home. Da-da-dum. Da-dee-da-da-da.
think that was applause or wrong. Sure was creepy music.
Apparently, you're not as sensitive to the finer things as I am, young man. The only home you and your family ever had was probably the ready room on a launching pad. It's getting closer.
Close or not, it sure is messing up my reception.
Reception? Is that what you call a sound and fury which signifies nothing?
You should know better than have the radio on during a storm, Will.
But I thought I was getting something.
You can try again in the morning. It isn't safe to keep it open with a storm of this severity.
Not safe? Why? What could happen?
Well, when it's tuned this high, you could very easily bring one of those lightning bolts crashing down on us. Abnormally high wavelengths coupled with the electrical storm produce a homing signal.
Homing signal? Then anything out there could home in on us? Anything at all?
Well, that's hardly likely. With the exception of those lightning bolts, I don't think there's anything out there within light years of us.
How do you know what's out there? A deadly runaway missile? Some sort of alien monstrosity just waiting to swoop down on us?
Well, in that case, Dr. Smith, might I suggest that you man your post throughout the night? Because I'm going to bed. Come on, Sharon.
There! You wouldn't believe me, but there it is.
It's a missile, and it's headed straight for us.